I thank God for Debra Medina, for her vision and for her leadership and for her courage. It's been absolutely unparalleled.
My name's Ken Hoover.
Don't be told it can't be done.
I proudly cast my ballot for Debra Medina for the governor of the great state of Texas.
3 times the number of people who have ever voted in a Republican gubernatorial primary are voting early in this race.
I'm Sheriff Richard Mack, and when Debra Medina is elected governor of Texas, I'm moving to Texas.
Oh, my chicken!
My name is Matt Williams. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I'm a college student here. I'm going to be voting for Debra Medina.
I am Julie Cohen. I'm in Spring Branch, Texas, and I will definitely be voting for Debra. I heard her first speak back in June of last year. There's no question in my mind and in my heart who's the best governor for Texas.
My name is Andrew Kaluza. I'm a student that goes to UTSA, and voted for Debra Medina, let's see, first day, I guess. And then I stood outside the polls and held up signs for her, and you know, just tried to promote her name and whatnot.
3 times the number of donors to this campaign over the number of donors that Kay and Rick have. You're this close. We are this close.
My name is Jim Lambert. I live in southeast San Antonio near Calaveras Lake, and no, we haven't voted yet because we've got to get a sample ballot so we know who to vote against. But we know Debra Medina gets first choice.
I'm Lou Lambert, and I live where he lives.
My name is Troy Allgood, and I'll be voting for Debra Medina tomorrow in the primary. And I hope that everyone will consider voting for Debra Medina because she's the only choice for Texas.
My name is Nadia. I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I'll be voting for Debra Medina because I believe that she is the best candidate for Texas.
We weren't going to be a blip on the screen. Okay, she's maybe going to get single digits. She'll never get out of single digits. Well, okay, she's probably going to cause a runoff. Why doesn't she just sit down and shut up instead of wasting all these Republican resources to, she's going to be in the runoff. I'm here to tell you we're this close not to putting me in the runoff. Do you understand that? We're this close to winning.
Both of the commercials that Rick Perry had and that Kay Bailey Hutchison had, they both seem like great commercials for Debra Medina, because why would you want to vote for either one of them?
Rick and I go way back, and I drove my tractor. I hauled it from San Antonio to Austin and drove my tractor up Congress Avenue with Terry Hall and her daughters riding in the trailer behind it with over 2,000 people on Texas Independence Day 2007. Fighting Rick Perry, and been fighting him ever since, and we'll fight him all the way out the door.
I want to vote for Debra Medina because she's a constitutionalist, and you know, she can restore the state's rights and put us back on a track to, you know, gain our freedom back as a country, as a state and as a country.
Stand outside of a polling place with a Medina sticker or t-shirt and thank people who are coming to vote and tell them that you would really appreciate them voting in the Republican primary Debra Medina for governor. You'd be amazed at the impact that that has on an election. It's a shame, but it's reality.
Not within 100 feet though.
No, right. You got to be 100 feet from the door. Be 100 feet away from the door. And there's supposed to be signs out there that say, no electioneering. That's a fancy term for don't talk to anybody inside of that 100 feet. You can talk to them beyond the 100 feet marker. Thank them for coming out to vote. Ask them to vote Medina for governor.
We were real concerned that Rick Perry's connection through Clear Channel and Velo would keep her off the second debate. That's the reason we stood out in the cold and protested in front of those radio stations, TV stations rather, and she and I were there. and we were getting them. I was getting them to roll their car windows down and handing them a business card and giving them my sales pitch, even in the cold weather.
Doing some block walking, some sign waving. Been calling people. I've gotten a lot of my family and a lot of my friends and stuff involved in the campaign and stuff, and kind of knowledgeable about what's going on. And my dad was a district attorney here, or the chief investigator, and you know, he's kind of becoming unapathetic now that he heard Debra Medina. You know, this is the second time yesterday at Texas Pride, and he's pretty excited now, and he's ready to go tell some people. He's got a bumper sticker on his car, and so it's a good deal.
I'm the coordinator here in Bexar County. I've been making phone calls, getting volunteers, getting people to the polls, and just basically we've been block walking, we've been getting the vote out.
I pass these out in the parking lots, in the restaurants, and Lou, have you ever seen a place I didn't pass out?
The other thing that you could do that would be very helpful, in fact probably most helpful, is something that political activists call GOTV, or get out the vote. Make a list of people that you know that are going to support your candidate. And then you and or a friend take your list down to the courthouse and look at the list of people who have already voted. It'll be your opportunity to play Santa Claus in February. Check the list twice. If they have not yet voted, get on the phone and call them. I don't care how many times you bump into them in the grocery store and they tell you they've already voted. I don't care how many times you bump into them at the water cooler at work and they say they've already voted. If their name's not on the list, they haven't voted. From someone who was the county chairman in a small rural county, who's just a little bit inquisitive about numbers, I used to go through those voter rolls after the election, and I promise you that there are tons of people who will say they voted and they never cast a ballot. Don't just take people's word. Make your list. Get a list of people who have voted early. The list of people who voted early is public record. In fact, the list of everybody who votes is public record. Not how you voted, but the fact that you voted, and whether you voted as a Republican or as a Democrat is public record. And the law in Texas says that it's public record the next day. So if you go to the courthouse tomorrow morning, or any time during the day tomorrow, you will be able to see the list of people in your county who voted early from last Tuesday until today. And you can check off the people that you know, and if they voted, that's great. You don't have to bother with calling them. If they haven't voted, get out the vote. That's the only poll that counts.
Get out and talk to your neighbors, make phone calls, go to the polling locations, pass out flyers, do whatever they can to get the vote out.
Making sure that everybody who didn't take advantage of early voting gets to the poll on Tuesday. Don't give up. Work hard. Work the polls if you can, any day that you can. Do all that you can do. We're this close to winning. I'd be very proud to represent you as your next governor. Thank you very much.
This is what I always told my deputies and my investigators when they're working on a case. Take it one step further. Folks, whatever you have done to this point and whatever you plan to do to help Debra Medina get into the office of governor of the great state of Texas, take it one step further. Give one more donation. Make one more call. Have one more rally at your home. Take it to one other person in your office. Take it one step further than what you were going to do. I'm going to do that too, I promise.